Okay, so Tony Abbott's got some media coverage this week for eating some onions. Strange thing to do, not exactly normal human behaviour, but I thought I'd give it a go. So let's see how accurately I can imitate Tony Abbott while eating some more onions. Oh, oh no. No, that's no good. I don't like that at all. Oh, it's just so distasteful. Oh, okay. Let's try another one. Big. Looks good. Okay. Oh. Why would anyone pay money for that? Disgusting. Oh. Okay. This one might be better. Oh. How did we ever let this sort of thing into the country? Oh, okay, one last go. And I'm starting to think this might have not been the most popular decision I could have made. But that was actually quite nice. I don't see what all the fuss is about. It's actually very tasteful. A British military historian has questioned the value of Australia's focus on the Gallipoli campaign. Professor of the History of War at Oxford University, Sir Hugh Strachan, has stated that the fighting in Gallipoli was largely meaningless compared to the incredibly meaningful slaughter of young Australian men occurring in Europe at the same time. A Tiger Airways flight was held overnight in Adelaide after an unusual odour was detected on board. To the surprise of many, it was confirmed by the ground crew that the odour was in no way related to the massive number of comedians and carnival folk departing the city after the final weekend of the Adelaide Fringe Festival. Radio Rentals made $90 million from Centrelink payments last year by taking advantage of the Centrepay direct debit system. Since many consumer leasing companies are perceived to prey on the recipients of welfare payments through the use of expensive long-term agreements, the government has been called upon to end this arrangement. The government responded by stating that they were just happy nobody had so far noticed the subsidies handed out to multi-billion-dollar mining companies. The owner of Lark Distillery in Tasmania has been honoured with induction into the World Whisky Hall of Fame. This marks another milestone in the recent positive growth for the region that will hopefully help to improve the socio-economic profile of the island state. In other news, the Lark Distillery was broken into and robbed of 50 bottles of liquor. The 22nd Prime Minister of Australia, Malcolm Fraser, has passed away. This has led to the predictable outpouring of sympathy, largely by politicians who have spent their careers undoing his legacy. Government officials were considering publicising his death as an example of the dangers of multiculturalism, but eventually decided to stick with their current approach of ignoring the abuse going on in detention camps. Jamie Oliver's website was revealed this week to have malicious code inserted by hackers, which puts visitors to the popular cooking site at risk. It is believed that the hackers relied on a technique similar to that used to hide an additional hour of preparation time into the celebrity chef's 30-minute meals. St. Mary's Cathedral in San Francisco has installed sprinklers to move on homeless people who were seeking shelter outside the building. The church responded to criticism by claiming that it was merely an attempt to emulate Jesus' washing of beggars' feet. Following on from Jeremy Clarkson's alleged fight with a producer of the popular show Top Gear, the BBC has ruled that the show is not breaching any standards for using the term pikey, a common and derogatory slang term for Irish travellers. The broadcaster went on to say that it didn't really matter, since those shiftless, thieving mongrels can't afford televisions or proper cars anyway. Dolce & Gabbana have been embroiled in a gay rights scandal, with their comments about same-sex couples including the term synthetic babies. In response to outrage in the community, the fashion magnates were quick to clarify, releasing a statement that they were merely referring to a shift in production techniques in that they would now use only artificial children in their clothing factories. Cuba has announced that it will be opening its first public Wi-Fi hub, with the network tipped to be named after their former president. Locals were excited to be able to finally have a free way to access the internet, and many have been quoted as saying they were looking forward to learning how to flamenco dance on what is widely expected to be named the Castronet. Nintendo announced a new console this week, while providing very little detail, apart from revealing that it would be named the Nintendo NX. This news comes on the back of the announcement by the games company that it would be releasing a series of mobile games, with investors responding in a predictably enthusiastic fashion to both announcements. Nintendo president Satoru Iwata was quoted as saying that the Japanese company was keen to get as many people playing their games on a myriad of devices, with the aim to desperately prove that the company is still relevant in the industry. And in entertainment news, the costume to be worn in the new Supergirl TV series has been revealed, with many fans lamenting how unrevealing the revealed costume has been revealed to be. Despite this minor hiccup, I'm tipping the show to be more like Arrow and Flash than Smallville, given the involvement of Greg Berlanti. The cast list for the show is filling up quickly, so the only question remaining is how much Owen Yeoman's character Vartox will be inspired by Sean Connery's Zardoz. Neil Blomkamp has outlined his plans for the next Alien film. While discussing how important it is for the film to be set in South Africa, Blomkamp casually mentioned that they would be ignoring the last two films in the series. Responses are mixed from fans of the acid-spitting teeth-penis movies, with as many happy with the removal from canon of the hideous human-alien-human hybrid from Alien Resurrection, as were dismayed by the fact that annoying little bitch Newt may still make an appearance in the next film. Marvel has shown off a few new pieces of their next foray into television, with Daredevil being the start of their Defenders Netflix series. The full trailer is comprised of typical husky voiceover work against a series of scene-setting moments, and would have surprised many viewers. Firstly, because some of the casual fans may have been shocked at the distinct lack of the well-known red suit, and secondly, due to the dismay of Zorro fans that may have been momentarily excited by the makeshift black costume, which looks to have been inspired by the Frank Miller Man Without Fear miniseries. The second piece of promotion to come out this week was a motion poster. A cool concept, but it's really just designed to let the studio get away with far more husky voiceover work. And another spin-off from Arrow, this time widely tipped to focus on the Atom. Very little is known so far, other than a few casting decisions, but it's safe to say that it will feature a spoken word intro by the protagonist, a backup team, including at least one nerdy scientist woman, and inevitably cheesy crossovers with other CW superhero shows. Many fans were excited to hear that Katie Lotz will be joining the cast. Lotz, known for her recent run playing the Black Canary on Arrow, is presumably reprising the role in this spin-off series. Now this means that there will be at least one version of this character who can actually hold their own in a fight and be portrayed by someone who can act. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope you liked the show. If you did like the show, please feel free to subscribe or press the like button, or both. Hope you come back next week to see some more news parody, a little bit more entertainment news, maybe a few reviews of things that's been going on, maybe even some investigative journalism. Who knows? See you then.